Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you are doing well. So today we're gonna have Steve within a short period of time. So please type in the chat box excited if you are really excited to have a class with Steve. I'd like to see how many people are excited and what are you gonna do. So when the Steve will jump into the class, I'll unmute all of you and we're gonna make a lot of noise. We'll make a lot of shout to welcome him into the class. Let's see when he's joining. By this time, I'd like to have some sort of a discussion with you. So right now, this is gonna be class number 9, and you have learned so many things from last 8 days, and you have practiced a lot. And this is my challenge as well. If you understand Steve, and then I would say, well, you have done really well, and you will be, and anyway, so at the end of this class, Steve will invite you to join his IELTS class. So if you understand Steve, if you believe that you can do a lot more better, and if you'd like to be an advanced level of English user, then I would recommend you to join Steve in the IELTS class, right? So now, and I would like to see some sort of feedback from you as well. Now, can you please type in the chat box how many? Okay, let me ask you one by one. So if you have submitted 8 homework, type in the chat box 8. I'd like to see how many people have submitted all the homework till now. I'd like to see how many people. So I'm gonna count. So just type 8, not 6, not 7, just 8. I'd like to see how many people are really excited and taking the advantage of 10-day challenge. So I can see how many people. So Tohid said 8, Riyadh said 8, Misty said 8, Sweetie said 8, Ira said 8, Tawhid said 8. Okay, anybody else? Now I'd like to see how many people have submitted their homework. 7. So how many of you have submitted 7? Okay, so Ismail Hussain 7, Muhammad Polar 7, Munna 7. Okay, anybody else? I'd like to see how many people have submitted 7. Okay, I got 4. Okay, now I'd like to see how many have submitted 6. 6 of the homework you have submitted. I'd like to see how many. Jeff said 6. Anybody else? How many of you have submitted 5? I'd like to see how many have submitted 5. Okay, Zubair said 5. Sweetie said 5. Okay. Okay, Sakwin said 5. Shumon said 5. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, got it. So how many of you have submitted 4? 4. I'd like to see how many have you submitted 4. Mehdi said 4. Okay, Misbah 4. Okay, I'd like to see how many. How many of you have submitted 3? I'd like to see how many of you have submitted 3. How many of you have submitted 3? Okay, a few of them. How many have you submitted 2? I'd like to see how many have you submitted 2. Okay, Shumon said 2. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay, not yet. Okay, that's fine. And how many have you submitted just 1? I'd like to see how many have you submitted 1. Munni said 1, Shumon said 1, Misbah said 1. Okay, excellent. That means you have started, right? So all you got to do, you need to all the classes is recorded on Unit in the group. You need to watch the video, you need to find out what's the homework, and you need to just submit one by one. That's the thing. So now I have got a few questions from you. So can you remember class number 1, what we have learned and what we have practiced? Class number 1. Type in the chat box in 1 or 2 words. I'd like to see how many of you have enjoyed class number 1 and what did you learn and what did you practice? I'd like to see. Type in the chat box. So Riyadh said present form maybe, making sentences, subject plus verb 1. Okay, so we have learned how to use be verb and how to give an introduction, how to introduce ourselves. Using be verb, how to introduce ourselves. That was all about the first class. Can you remember in the second class what we have done? what we have done in the second class. Second class. Class number 2, what we have done. Please type in the chat box. I'd like to see. I'd like to see. So yeah, subject plus verb on present form and daily routine. We have practiced a lot. So what do you do every day? That was the homework, and we gave a lot of presentation. I have seen over 25 people have joined that class and also have submitted their homework. So in the class number 2, what do you have learned? Just I'd like to recap. So class number 2 is still, if you can remember. So I'm gonna give you 40 seconds. Please type in the chat box. What did you learn in class number 2? Okay, so 10 activities. Anybody else? Okay, so class number 2, I think we have learned so many things, especially what does your third person do? I mean, favorite person do every day. And we learned how to ask question as well. Okay, class number 3. Can you remember what we have learned in class number 3? Okay, got it. Okay, we will go back. So I shouldn't take any more time because this is the time for you and Steve. And yeah, I'd like to be a student. And you know, the most important thing is I joined Steve class as well. I learned from him, and I would recommend you as well. If you have got the opportunity to learn from a native speaker, just join him, right? So now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring up Mr. Steve, and he's going to conduct the class right now. So if you are really excited, I'd like to unmute yourself. And yeah, so please make some noise and welcome him to the class. So are you ready? Please unmute yourself and share with you if you're really excited. So Steve, this is your class. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome to our speaking class.
Steve, I'm so excited.
Welcome our class teacher.
Welcome. Thank you, everybody. It's very nice to see some of you and to teach all of you. Welcome.
Sorry, Steve, please unmute yourself. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so my name is Steve. I'm an English teacher. I have been teaching English for much of my life, volunteering, helping my parents originally, and then as a volunteer in other groups and places in Thailand and in this country, the UK, and then qualifying, doing a teacher's course in Scotland and teaching now in England. I teach people in this area in the south of England and also people online in different countries around the world. So I hope you can understand me well. My accent is kind of mixed British and slight bit of American as well. And in the IELTS exam, you need to understand British and American, Canadian and Australian accents. So it's good to practice listening to different accents. Anyway, let me go to my presentation for today. So I have been teaching all kinds of English to people from different countries, and particularly IELTS, preparing people for the IELTS exam also for a number of years. So thank you for your messages. And let me go to my presentation. So we are going to look quickly at, we're going to look at the speaking exam, what it's like, what we need to do to practice, what skills we need, and just briefly, and then we will look at a topic together, and we will practice speaking a little bit. So one moment, share screen, and we're going to start from here. Slideshow, sorry. Okay, very slow. Okay, here we are. This is me as a boy with my sisters, and now me with my family now. My brothers and sisters, and with my wife and my 2 boys. So I have lived in Thailand and other places in Asia, and lived in this country, in Scotland and England, for many years. My parents are British, and so as you know, we have a difficult time in this country just now. But I hope I can help you to get ready for the IELTS exam for those wanting to come and study here. So during my speaking course, we will spend some time on each of the 3 parts of the speaking exam. Part 1 of the IELTS speaking exam is a conversation, just easy questions about everyday normal things like your home, your family, your work or studies, your hobbies and interests, just topics like this. Part 2 will be a short talk where they give you a card with a topic and some things to cover, and you have to speak for 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes. And then they ask you 1 or 2 questions at the end. Part 3 is more a formal discussion where you have to talk about something more advanced, like talking about the environment or habits in society, things like that. And you have to have a 2-way conversation, discussing this, giving your opinion, asking the examiner for his or her opinion. But today we are going to practice a little bit of part 1. During the lessons, normally we would have some review time and looking at the homework that you have done. Then we'll introduce a new topic and have some practice time. So usually in the class, we will, at some point, we will break into small groups, go into different small rooms on Zoom and practice together, practice speaking. And at the end, there's time for questions. At any time, you can send a message in the chat, send a message to ask a question, or you can click the button to raise your hand, and hopefully I will see that you have a question and I can unmute you to speak. But if you can just send messages most of the time during the class and at the end, it's easier to have people speaking. But if you want to speak, you can ask me to tell me that you have a question to ask. Okay, we will not look at the verbs just now. The speaking exam, they are looking for 4 things. One is fluency and coherence, some big words, but fluency is about flowing like a river. So they want you to not be like, they want you to speak easily, flowing like, hello, my name is Steve, I'm from Britain. How are you? Without difficulty. So they want to see how well you can speak fluently, flowing. Coherence is like sticking together, things joined together. So not saying my house is big, my house is nice, my house is green, but saying I have a beautiful green house that has blah, blah, blah. So having connecting things together in a sentence and between different sentences. And when you do your part 2 talk, you can say, maybe first this and then this and then this. This happened and then this happened and then after that this happened. So to connect things together well. Grammar, how do you make a sentence using the right verbs, verb forms, and using to and at in the right way, things like that. Using correct English, good English, vocabulary, words. Do you have many words? Are you using the right words at the right time? And pronunciation. Can you speak clearly? Can we understand you easily? So the level you need for universities, usually you need to, it needs to be not difficult to understand you. You don't have to speak like a native speaker, but it needs to be clear, easy to understand most of the time. Vocabulary, you need lots of words in English. And grammar, you need to have good grammar. But if you make some mistakes, it's okay. Some mistakes. But if you make mistakes in every sentence, then that's a problem. So we need to get those up to a higher level. Fluency and coherence. If you stop sometimes because you don't know what to say, that's okay. But if you stop a lot of times, it's not good. So try to practice at home every day, speaking to yourself or to friends or family, or speaking to your phone and record yourself. Practice, push yourself to speak and not stop. Speak. And then if you are missing words, learn those words so you can speak more easily and freely next time. Coherence practice, talking for longer times and joining things together. Sometimes you need some more words, like, well, usually in most of this speaking exam, you don't need to say things like nevertheless. That's more written English, nevertheless, and but you might say even though, and after that, and besides this, and apart from that. Phrases like that are good to use. You may know those, you might not know those ones. So learn some good words and phrases for connecting things. Also things like saying well, if you're thinking or starting an answer, say well, this, or that's a good question, or things like we will learn during the course phrases like and so on, or I'm afraid. Many phrases that can connect things together and make it sound natural and a good level of English. Okay, let's look at some other topics in the speaking exam. Just a moment. Can you share? So just quickly, very common in the exam is this topic, hometown, talking about your town or city, your village, your studies, your work. So some easy questions. What are you studying? Why did you choose that course? What is your work? What are the main things you need to do? Free time, family, things that you read, humor, what's funny, mobile phones, television. Some special ones like talking about the sea, but it's not difficult. Just, do you like to go on holiday by the sea? What kind of activities, what things do people do at the sea? So the questions are usually easy. It's just they want to see that you understand easy English and you can answer questions easily. Part 2 is more showing that you can talk for a long time. Part 3 is showing more advanced academic English more. So let's move on. Okay, we're going to look at this word. Oops. Where's my mouse? I lost my cursor. It's bouncing around. Okay. Excuse the slides, mostly blank. Here, accommodation. Does anybody know what accommodation is. It's a big word we don't use very much. We usually use this when you go on holiday. If you go to another place for holiday, you need to book accommodation, find accommodation. Does anybody know what accommodation is? Okay. Somebody asked advice for reading, the reading module, but somebody else teaches the reading. There are some key skills to learn for the reading, like skimming and scanning, and just practice reading lots. Okay, home, yep. Accommodation is your home, or it might not be your home if you're just on holiday, but usually it's your home place to live in, where you live, yeah. House, place for a short period of settlement, okay. Excuse me, could be a room, residence, where we stay. Very good. So if the examiner says, let's talk about accommodation, they are talking about your house or your flat, or maybe you stay in student halls at university, a hostel, something like that. So just let me move this chat box away, excuse me. Okay. So accommodation usually is a house, your house or flat. In America, they say apartment. In Britain, in the UK, here we say flat. Flat. So when I was younger, I stayed in a flat. I lived in a flat. I shared a flat with a friend, and then I shared a flat with my wife. And now I live in a house. So a flat. If you say apartment, that's okay, but try to choose American English or British English if you can. So we do have apartments here, but it's something more special. So house or flat or apartment, and if you are, it could be university accommodation or student accommodation or student halls or a hostel. So that is your accommodation. I just wanted to show some photos. It's not showing me the option for what I have ready. Let's close this down. Just a moment. I think I need to exit that and try opening it again. Let's just stop sharing and share again. Hopefully it will show me. Yes. Is that the right one? Yes, this is the right one. Okay. So while we're here, let's just see. I want to quickly show you, this is the IELTS, official IELTS website, ielts.org. And if you're looking at about the test, you can see sample test questions. You can see some speaking examples there and how they score the exam. So these are houses. A house is usually, traditionally, it's just by itself, but we can have houses that are all attached. We often have them in this country, and it's called terraced houses. So there are many kinds of houses. We will think about how to describe them later. Flat is one part of this building is one flat, in case you didn't know. So these are called blocks of flats. This is one block of flats. There are many flats, many families or people living in many homes here. So when we describe houses, one moment. Okay, let's see this one. So here are some example questions about home, okay? So they might not use the word accommodation. They might just say home. Let's talk about your home, or talk about home. So can you see these questions, Mr. Habib? Just to check.
Yes,
yeah.
I can see.
Okay, thank you. So where is your home? You can say the city or town where it is, and you can say if it's in the city center or in the suburbs at the edge of the city. You can give more details, but usually we should try to give about 2 sentences to answer each question. So not just say my home is in London, but I live in the south of London in an area called something something, and say gives something else, some other information about it. Do you live in a house or a flat? See, we usually have these 2 options in this country. Who do you live with? Are there many rooms in your home? What is your favorite room? How are the walls decorated? What is on the walls to make them look nice? What would you change about your home? Excuse me. Do you plan to live there in the future? What facilities are there near your home? Facilities are things that you can use. It could be a park or a swimming pool, things like that, a post office, facilities, things you can use near your home. What is your neighborhood like? The area where you live, the many houses together where you are, that's your neighborhood. What is it like? And do most people live in houses in your country? So these are some example questions. You will only have 3 or 4 questions on one topic. So they will choose 3 or 4 questions like this to ask you. And then they will have 2 more topics in the first part of the speaking exam. So let's go back to this one. This one, okay. Okay. All right. I forgot about that. Okay, so let's go back to presentation. Okay, rooms of the house. But okay. So can you tell me quickly? Type some answers for me. What rooms do we have in the house, or parts of a house or a flat? We need to know, if we are talking about our home, we need to know words like bedroom. What other rooms or parts of the house do we have? It could also be outside, but what do we have in the house? Can you tell me quickly? Okay. What rooms do we have? Bedroom, kitchen. What other rooms do we have in our houses and flats? Nobody? The bedroom where we sleep, kitchen where we eat, dining room, sorry, where we cook, dining room where we eat. We might not have a dining room. Some people eat in the kitchen or in the sitting room. Here we have some more things, okay. Living room, sitting room, where you sit and relax. In host when you have guests, watch TV or whatever. Okay, we had a guest room. Good. Oh dear. I've scrolled down with the wrong window. Okay. A drawing room. Okay. Most people don't have drawing rooms now, but it's if you watch movies from yeah, rich people or in the old days, people would have a drawing room, kitchen, dining room, drawing room, guest room. So guest room, if we have guests coming to the house to talk to us, usually they come into the sitting room. So we don't usually use the term guest room. We do talk about guest bedroom. A guest room could be a bedroom for the guest. So maybe that's what you mean. Children's room. Some people have a playroom for the children to play, have their toys, but most people don't. Children play in their bedroom or in the living room. A common room, we can say common room. Usually we say living room. If you're at university, you might have a common room. It's more normal for students to have a common room. Okay, and I think that's all we've got. Okay. So, what is missing? We have a hall. When you come into the house, there's a room with no chairs or anything. Usually just, you can put your jacket, your shoes there. It's the hall. It's between all the rooms. It's the hall. You can say hallway. And some people have a utility room or a laundry room where you wash your clothes. It could be a laundry or utility room. If anything is new, please write it down for when we have practice time. Okay, so washroom. So there are many rooms for a storeroom. Good. Yeah. Corridor. Yeah. Toilet. Yeah. Yes, that's a very important thing we're missing. Bathroom, toilet. So in America, a toilet is not a room, it's where you sit in the bathroom. But in the UK here, a toilet is the room where you go. It's also the place where you sit. So in this country, you can say, where is the toilet? But in America, you don't say that. You say, where is the bathroom? Or the comfort room or something else. But here you can say, where is the bathroom or where is the toilet? Or could you tell me where the bathroom is, please? So bathroom, toilet, there are many rooms for this. It could be the WC, in America, restroom, comfort room, but not in this country. We don't say restroom or comfort room, but we say toilet, bathroom, facilities, WC, and some very informal words like the John or the bog. So that's slang. So bathroom, toilet. Above the top of the house in this country, we often have an attic, but you probably don't have them in your countries, maybe. So above the bedroom, under the roof, there's an attic where you can put boxes and old things. Outside, you have the garden, and you might have a shed, like a little house to keep things in, like a bike or tools or garden furniture. And you might have a garage for your car, to park your car. But if you have a flat, you probably don't have these things. So I think we can move on. So let's look at describing the home and rooms. Okay, somebody's given a description of your house. Good. Okay, very nice. That's good. So how can we describe our homes? What words can we use to talk about a house? How is a house different from another house? What words can we use to describe it? You can say big, small. What other words can we use? These are very simple words, but it's okay to use. Another word for big is large. Clean, okay. Yep, huge, a strong word for big. Yep, if you describe somebody else's house and you think it's very big, you can say it's huge. Spacious is a very good word, yes. Spacious means there's lots of space. It's big, so it's a big house. You can say a spacious house, a spacious room. It's a good word, spacious. So spacious. Yes, very good. Oops. Well decorated, modern, beautiful, nice. Yeah. Furnished. Okay, very good. I might miss some messages because there are many now. So decorated is making it look nice, like putting things on the walls. Furnished is talking about the furniture, like chairs, chairs and tables and cupboards. Well furnished, so it means it has nice furniture. Well decorated means it has nice lights and pictures and things like that. Whoops, done it again. Modern, what would the opposite of modern? Pretty, yeah. Earth tone theme, okay, we've got theme. So we can say if something is, especially a room, if you talk about a room and it has one kind of idea, like it's all, maybe a child's room that's all unicorns. The child loves unicorns. They have unicorn pictures everywhere and pink colors and purple colors. You can say it's a unicorn theme. With adults as well, you can have different themes for your room. Tiled's good. Oops, it's not coming. Tiled, luxurious, very nice. Do we have space for that? Oh, done it again. I need to click on the chat before I scroll. I think I missed something up here, no? Okay, somebody's saying Victorian, okay. So this is when we talk about different styles from different times in the past. So the time of Queen Victoria, the houses were like this, so we can say Victorian house. So we can use special words to talk about when the house was built, what style it was. Okay, let's stop those words now. Describing the house and rooms. One important thing is how high it is. So if you have in this country, usually a house is 2 stories, 2 levels. You can say 2 stories or 2 floors. 2 floors or 2 stories. So you can say a single story house with just one. So let's just put 2 floors, 2 stories. And if you're in a flat, you can say it's on the 5th floor. the flat on the 5th floor, for example. It goes up 5. In America, on the ground is first floor and then the second floor. But in the UK here, this is ground floor and then first floor. So ground floor, first floor. But in America, this is first floor. So that can be confusing. Okay, let's move on. So please write down anything that's new for you that you want to use when we practice. And let me think. So we've got size, talk about how big it is. You can talk about what it's made from. Can you give me some ideas? What does a house, what can houses be made from, or flats? And maybe for time I'll just write it. We can have obviously have a wooden house. It's made of wood. Concrete is very common in hot countries, not so much here, but maybe flats might be built of concrete. But in this country we use a lot of brick, many brick houses, and it's especially in Scotland a lot of stone houses. Okay, you could say it's a large wooden house, or it's a small brick house. It's quite spacious. Or what is the opposite of spacious? Tiny means very small. It's huge and tiny are called extreme adjectives. They're very strong, huge and tiny. So if you're talking about your own house, it's better to use more medium words where you live. You might want to say my house is tiny. It sounds a little bit negative. Well, a nice word for small is cozy. Cozy means small and warm. It's nice, small. It's a cozy little house, or a cozy bedroom. If you live in a hot country, you don't really want a cozy place. You want space to be cooler. But in this country, cozy is nice. It keeps you warm. Although people do like big spaces too. Okay, shade, good. Oh. Okay, talking about windows and doors, yeah. Glass, yeah. Maybe a house with lots of glass. Okay, I think we need to move on. So let's look at describing the neighborhood. I think I finished my... Okay, describing the neighborhood where you live. What could we say about the neighborhood? So it could be in the city center, or it could be in the outskirts or the suburbs. If this is the city center, and out here where it's just houses, it's the suburbs or the outskirts of the city. So you can talk about the city center or inner city, an inner city neighborhood. Any other words to describe a neighborhood? Not just where it is, but what is it like? Okay. Oh, there are more messages that I can't see it. Okay, here we are. Okay, so I'm just reading your messages. Okay, so outskirts means the edge of the city, like a woman's skirt is at the edge, hanging down the outskirts of the city, or the suburbs. Is from urban, a town or city is an urban area, and sub means under. So it's like, this is the city center, and this is suburb, it's under the city. So suburb, it's not under, but it's outside. Okay, other things we could talk about, say a quiet neighborhood, a noisy neighborhood. I'm going to put this to say it's opposite. Okay, so these are opposites: quiet, noisy, city center, outskirts. Or you would say it's in a, it's in a village or in the countryside. Okay, courteous. I keep doing this. I've done it again. I did click, but it's not working. Wealthy is good, yeah. A wealthy neighborhood. Familiar, courteous, calm. So instead of calm, we would say quiet. So quiet can mean there's no noise. It can mean there's not very much noise or not very much happening there. Not much activity. But what was the word there? Wealthy, okay. So a poor neighborhood or a wealthy neighborhood. Okay, friendly. When you say courteous, we usually say a friendly neighborhood, or you can say it's unfriendly, not very friendly neighborhood. Safe, or dangerous. You might live in an industrial area if there are lots of factories, lots of dirt and smoke, maybe lots of working going on. It could be an industrial area or commercial area, or residential area. So factories, etc. Commercial area, or a residential area. Usually people live in a residential area. Okay. Let's take this away just now. I'm just checking the messages. Okay. So okay, so these are to describe the neighborhoods generally. If they ask you, tell me about the neighborhood where you live. Obviously you can say what is there. So you can talk about parks, shops. Say there are lots of shops, there's a nice park, there are some banks and a post office. You could say there's not very much there, just one corner shop, one little shop. Or there are lots of shops, a big supermarket and lots of other shops and services. Or there are just houses and a park, maybe a play park for children. So things like that. It could be just other things like factories and shopping centers and cinemas and things like that. Just say some things that are there. We can also say busy, noisy or busy. So please write down any new words for you to use in the practice time. And we're going to do some practice now. So as a general rule, we say a rule of thumb, you're just measuring with your thumb, not a ruler, a rule of thumb. So usually we're going to try to use 2 sentences to answer each question. So if we go back to the questions, yeah, please talk about gardens if you do have gardens in your neighborhood. So where is your home? Do you live in a house or a flat? So this question, sometimes it's hard to make 2 sentences, but you can answer the question and then add some more details. For example, what is your neighborhood like? We can say it's a quiet neighborhood in the suburbs, although there are some shops nearby, and there's a park with a play park for children to play in. It's quite friendly, and I've lived here all my life, something like that. I know a lot of people here. So try to give different kinds of information. Where is it? What does it feel like? Is it safe? Is it friendly? What is there? There's a park, there's things like that. So try to give about 2 sentences to your answer about each question. Okay, so I want you to write down a few of these questions. Choose a few of these questions, remember them or write them down, and then I want you to ask each other. I'm going to put you into small groups, and you're going to ask each other some of these questions. So we want to definitely say, where is your home? And do you live in a house or a flat? In your culture, your country, you might have different other words or kinds of accommodation. Then we can ask some other questions about the rooms, the neighborhood, what is in facilities. Remember, it can be a park or post office or shopping center, things you can use nearby. You can ask about the decorations. Do they have pictures, wallpaper, nice lights, paintings or something on the wall? Okay, who do you live with? It's an easy question, but I could say I live with my wife and my sons. And I could make another comment saying it's nice to live with my family. It's quite busy in the home, but I enjoy living with other people, with my family. Just say something extra like that. Or I used to live on my own, but now I'm married, so I share the house with my wife and boys. Okay, so let's practice that now. Let me put you into groups. I'll stop sharing. I hope everyone has been able to understand me and follow me. I hope you have learned some new things. We tried to keep it simple in this introduction class because some people have a lower level of English. So if your level is higher and there wasn't much new, I apologize, but we have to cater for everybody at this stage. In the course, we have more advanced phrases and grammar and things which we can learn. So let me put you into groups now. Breakout rooms. We have 47 people, so we're going to have a lot of rooms. So in a moment, you will receive a message pop up on your screen saying, please join this breakout room. And please just click join and go quickly there and say hello to the people there, quickly introduce yourselves, and then ask each other about your homes. You can choose to speak about somebody else's home if you like, but in the exam, they will ask you about your home, maybe, and it doesn't have to be your home you talk about, but you need to just show your English that you can talk about a home. So let me see, how many rooms do we need? 47. So we have okay, let's have 11 rooms and try that. Okay, so please click the button join your room and talk to people there and practice these questions, talking about your accommodation, where you live. Let's go. Okay, you have an invitation on your screen, I hope. So just click the button and join. Thank you.
I would like to. Hello, this is Mohammed Palash. I hope so you guys are well. So please, I'm the first person. Please, would you like to ask me any question or a question about our topic?
Sure. Can you describe your home? That's the topic.
Okay. I live in my home and
Mirpur. Mirpur is one of the districts of Dhaka,
Yeah.
and I live with my family.
Hello, hi. Is there anybody in room 7? Hi.
Hi, Bija, Ismi Habib. Can you please start speaking about, describing your home, please?
Some rooms only have a couple of records.
Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm gonna talk about the place where I live in, my home. This is a 6-storied building, and I
comfortable place. If we want to go out, we in the
There are still many people here. Please join your rooms.
Steve, sorry, just to ask you, is it possible to unmute them and give them the opportunity to speak here? Because I'm not sure whether they can join the room or not.
I did invite everyone to unmute a while ago. And then there was noise, so I muted them. Okay. Please unmute yourself if you have a problem to speak to us. Okay. Tushi, Suman, Tarak, Akash, Saifu, Muklashir, Mizan, Jaif, Nodi, Muna, Marjana. Please join your groups to practice speaking, or unmute yourself and speak to us. Oh, we have. Oh yeah, I thought there was one person in that room. There's two. Okay, somebody's not assigned. Let's move you to this room.
Yes.
Do you live in house or a flat?
I live in a flat. It's a 3 bedroom, 3 bathroom, and 1 dining and 1 kitchen.
Hello, Mona. Please join the group that you were invited to, and everybody else. Just ask if there's a problem. Oops. Good. Anybody else? We stop soon. Just send a message to the groups.
ምን
Live in a flat.
Okay. Who do you live with?
In here, I live in alone, but no, sorry, I live with my friends.
Okay. There are many rooms in your. Oh, are there many rooms in your home?
Definitely, there are 4 rooms in our flat, and there are 2 balcony and 3 bathroom, and
Okay, some people are not joining because it's too noisy where you are. Okay. Okay, we're gonna close the rooms and bring people back now.
ወደዚህ ልመለስ። በ47 ተማሪ ነው ያለው። 47ቱን በሩም 9 አድርገው ማለት ነው።
Hello, we can hear you. Okay. What's happening here? Okay, welcome back. Thank you. Whenever I come back from a group, I'm muted. I forget that. Okay, people are coming back from their groups. How was that? Was that useful? Were there any problems? Do you have any questions? Bash is smiling at me. Seems everything was good, yeah? Okay, good. All right. Anybody else? You can type some comments or ask to unmute and say something. Let me just, I need to shut this window so I can see the chat box. Okay. Okay. Be careful of your messages. Some messages go to everybody. Some you need to change the name above the message to make it go to one person, and change the name to everyone if you want it to go to everyone. Okay. So no comments. Any comments? Any questions about that? When you have a so you see that the topics are quite easy, normal topics, and the questions are not difficult, but you just need to know, sometimes you need to know some words, like how to talk about a neighborhood. Try to learn some good words like spacious and words like that. Just words that you know already, like friendly and quiet and beautiful, you can use. Words like that, and try to learn some new words to talk about where you live, your home, the rooms, and the neighborhood. There might also be questions about your town, your city, your village. So you can practice talking about those things, describing them, and try to be able to speak confidently, fluently, and use some normal words, some higher level words. And talk about those things. Be ready for the different questions you can have. Okay, I'm glad somebody thought it was great. Good. A few people said it was great. Good. Okay, any other questions about some vocabulary or the exam? In a minute, I'll hand you over to Mr. Habib to ask. Okay, Bash, just a moment. I'll ask you to unmute. Oh, sorry. I clicked too many times. Ask to mute. It's just slow.
Bash, can you please unmute yourself?
Hello.
Okay.
Hello, teacher. Hello, my name is Bash Adam. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I would glad to see you today. It's first time.
Welcome.
Basically, my question about the slide. How can I get the slide or everything if you write down or typing? How can I get down?
Say it again, please.
How can I get your slide or everything when you write it down, or if you can I?
Oh, you want the words that I wrote down?
Anything you want to write or keeping or.
Yeah. I will put it on the Facebook group. So if you join the course, you'll join the Facebook group. And
sorry, I'm interrupting, but is it I haven't joined today in a Facebook group. Only yesterday and today is second day, so I haven't got a group for the WhatsApp or Facebook. I don't know. Be able to someone to join to me.
Did you say you just joined Facebook 2 days ago?
No. Today is first lesson. Just I wasn't on the Facebook group.
Yes. So yeah, if you join the course, then Mr. Habib will connect you to the Facebook group, invite you to the group, and then you can see all the resources there. So every lesson we will put things on there for you to review and practice. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
One more thing is that there is some homework. So
yeah.
Steve, can I please take 2-3 minutes from you, if you don't mind?
Yep.
Shall I take now?
Of course, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. So first of all, so can you please type in the chat box? How was the class? If it is, do you think if it is excellent, type in the chat box excellent. If it's outstanding, type outstanding. If it's okay, type. Okay, so I'd like to just read some comments from you. Okay, it's going so outstanding, excellent, mind-blowing, awesome, really good. Okay, excellent. Antuja said excellent. Mona said very much effective. Geza said was excellent but couldn't find room 7. Okay. Yusuf Jamal said excellent. Tarek said friendly. Ismail said helpful. Okay. Thanks for the feedback. Thanks for the feedback. Now the question is, who would like to enjoy the class with Steve? If you think you would like to join the class with Steve, please type me. I'd like to see how many people are ready to join with Steve, to enjoy a lot of classes, to improve their English. Okay, there are a lot of people. They are saying me. Okay, Misty said me, Sweetie said me, Mirza said me, Shakil said me, Mona said me. Okay, so now I'm going to explain to you what's going to happen is. So this is called IELTS preparation course. And Steve, he's going to conduct speaking and listening, right? So 2 modules he's
Sure.
going to conduct, speaking and listening. So he is gonna take 20 classes all together. And do you believe that if you have 20 classes with Steve himself, you're gonna improve your English a lot? If you believe that, type in the chat box, I do. If you believe that, type in the chat box, I do. I'd like to see how many people think that if you have got 20 classes with Steve, you're gonna improve your English a lot. Okay, Chantada said I do. Sweetie said I do. Savikun said I do. Misty said I do. Okay, excellent. Now, I'm gonna just share a few things with you, and then I'll give you the opportunity to ask a lot of questions to Steve regarding IELTS preparation course, and probably I will answer you a few questions as well. So this is the thing I'd like to share with you. So you're gonna have, okay, let me see if you can see my screen or not. So I'm gonna share my screen. Please give me one moment. Okay, so this is the thing you're gonna have with Steve. So you will have 20 classes with Steve, and there's gonna be speaking and listening. And then you have got 20 classes with another teacher who has got 10 years more experience, and he's gonna take reading and writing. And we have got another teacher who is conducting IELTS workshop. So what I mean by IELTS workshop is you will learn a lot of things from Steve, you will learn a lot of things from other teacher, but you need to implement it. And number 2 is you need to make sure whatever you're doing is right or wrong. So you need someone else to hold your hand and to give you feedback. And that's why we are running IELTS workshop. And the teacher who is gonna conduct the IELTS workshop, he has got 8.5 in IELTS, 8.5. So you can understand who has got 8.5 and who is dealing with us for more than 10 years, he can help you really, right? So these are the things. So you're gonna get 20 classes with this team, 20 classes for reading and writing, and 20 classes for workshops. So can you please type in the chat box how many classes you will get from IELTS preparation course? I'd like to see if you understood what I'm saying right now. Type in the chat box how many classes will you get from IELTS preparation course. So I'd like to see some comments. I'd like to read some comments. So Ria says 60, Sabitun said 60, Polar says 60, Yusuf Jamin says 60, Faya says 60, Misty says 60. Okay, you're right. So someone says 69, I'm not sure. Is it including my 10-day challenge? Right? So 60 classes. Okay, got it, thank you. So now I will just would like to share with you what's going to happen next. So you will have 60 classes, 20 with Steve himself, speaking and listening, 20 for reading and writing, and 20 for workshop. And we're going to have 5 mock tests as well. So once you register with IELTS preparation center, IELTS center, test center, before sending you for the IELTS exam, we're going to have 5 mock tests. So before registering yourself, we'd like to request you to book 5 mock tests with us, and we're going to give you feedback. Okay, so this is, you have taken preparation, and this is your level. And of course, Steve, he's going to give you the feedback. He's going to take a speaking test, and he'll say, well, you have done really well, and you need to improve these things. And right now you can get 6.5, 7.5, 6, 5.5. He's going to give you feedback. And he will also tell you that you need to improve here, you need to improve in grammar, you need to improve in vocabulary, you need to improve in cohesion, whatever it is. He's going to give you right feedback. And during the classes, he will teach you everything. And at the end, he's going to take your mock test and he's going to give feedback. Okay, what's going to happen is next is, so our price is £200 for IELTS preparation course. That's our general price, right? And if you are living outside of the UK, so it's £20,000, sorry, 20,000 taka. That's our general price. So that's the general price. But as you have, invested your time with us for 10-day challenge, just to let you know, Steve, so we are conducting 10-day challenge. So I'm taking 10 classes with them to build their foundation in English. And now I can see you have improved a lot. You have made a lot of presentation. Now, this is the time to level up your game. You need to go for advanced level of English. And if you go with Steve, of course, you're going to learn a lot and you will advance yourself. You'll level up your English. So now I'd like to honor you. So if you'd like to join Steve and IELTS course right now, I'm going to give you a huge discount. So what is that? Type in the chat box. If you guess what is that? What sort of discount I'm ready to give you? Type in the chat box. I'd like to see 50%. Who said Zobair? Ira said 100. Mehdi said 50%. Muhammad Palash said 50%. Mukhlis Rahman said 50%. Okay. Anybody else? So if I'm gonna give you the opportunity right now, Zabe said 70%, 25%, 60%, 50% plus. Anybody else? Okay. So now this is the thing I'd like to share with you. So I'd like to give you respect as well, as you have invested a lot of time, and I don't like to see you go down. What I want to say, so you have come all the way like this and you are here. So don't be in a stagnant position. Just improve yourself. Go for the advanced level. And this is the thing you are getting. So 20 classes with this team, 20 classes for reading and writing, 20 classes for IELTS workshop. So all together 60 classes, right? And I will be responsible to help you out. So if you have got some sort of target, like I would like to study in the UK and I need 6 in IELTS, I'll help you. I'll give you all the opportunity, whatever you are required to do. I'm going to give you the support and I'll be the responsible for that, right? So yes, you're going to get 50% discount, but the condition is if you book now and pay in 24 hours. The condition is if you would like to study in the UK, just you need to make application through us. That's our condition, because we can't go for £100, right? So we have got 3 teachers. They are investing their time, and we are here. We're using lots of software, and it's, I mean, so many things. It's so expensive. We can go for 50% until, so this is our general price. If you come back in 1 month time, probably have to pay £200 or 20,000. But if you make the decision right now, so you're gonna start IELTS preparation with Steve probably within a few weeks. So all you got to do, I'd like to see how many people are ready to go with Steve with the 50% discount. I'd like to see how many people are ready to jump in to the IELTS preparation course with Steve. Type in the chat box, me. I'd like to see how many people are ready. Okay, so Muhammad Palash said read me. Okay, I'd like to see how many. Bashadam say me. Okay, how many? I'd like to see how many people are ready to join Steve. And if you believe that Steve can help you to level up your English, the 60 classes with IELTS Expert will help you to level up your English. I'd like to see how many people. So the condition is if you come back in more than 24 hours, you have to pay more than that. That means 20,000, right? So Zubair said me, Sweetie said I will try. Can you remember in the last class, one of the classes I shared with you? So, you know, when something comes up in front of you, we say instantly, I can't. But we have to be resourceful. You have to ask ourselves, how can I? So if you ask yourself, how can I, probably you will get a lot of resources, right? So that's why this is the thing you got to do. So if you book now and if you pay in 24 hours, then you will get this opportunity, otherwise not, right? So now just I'd like to recap. So you're gonna get 20 classes with this team, 20 classes for reading and writing, and 20 classes with for IELTS workshop, and you got to pay £100 or more, I mean 10,000 equivalent to that. That's our, now I'd like to take some questions if you have got any questions. So by the way, can you please just send me a private message who said me and who'd like to try. Please send me message and just tell your name and phone number. Just type your name and phone number and send me private message. I'd like to see how many people are ready to join. So all you got to do, you need to select my name, Hassan Habib, then you need to send me a message, direct message. So just type your name and phone number. So yeah, we're gonna take your questions right now. If I've got any questions, any doubt, we're gonna give you the answer. So Steve, Thank you very much for giving me the time. And yeah, so you can take questions.
Okay. So just remember, in the message box, it says everyone. Change everyone to Hassan Habib to send the message. Okay. Any questions? I look forward to teaching many of you. So we'll be doing speaking and listening.
Okay, so if you've got any questions, please raise your hand, and Mr. Steve, he's gonna unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Okay. Ta?
Hello.
Hello? What's your question?
Actually, I'm in a IELTS preparation center, but I mean it's not enough for me. So I want to take one-to-one preparation. Can you help me for this?
Yes, you can arrange it one-to-one with me if you want, but it's quite expensive. It's
How much? Can you share
UK
with me?
UK prices. It's £20 per hour. So it's probably, yeah. The cost of living here is very high, so our prices are very high in this country. So it's difficult if you are in another country. So for a one-to-one teaching one student, I charge £20 for 1 hour, and that's not expensive in this country. But you can, if you have a group of friends to learn together, maybe you can share the price. But in the course we have, it depends how many people are in their class, but you can, you can ask me questions, send me messages, and I will give you feedback. I will tell you, we have homework every week, and I will tell you what things to change and to improve.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Anybody else has got any questions? Please raise your hand and ask your question.
Bash again. Okay. It's not working. I did click.
Yeah, let me icon. Yeah, I connect here. Hello, yeah, hello again.
Hello again.
My question is quite is because I got the problem with phonetic sound, the word exactly. So would you able to help me?
Of course. Yep.
Yeah, it's phonetic sound because I got a lot of saying a little bit that's when I studying. I can learning when you start teaching me, but it's phonetic sound because when I sometimes speaking, the people didn't understand me because sure because of when I don't my word is not didn't proper the sound that is
Yes.
Yeah,
Strong
it's gonna
accent.
be they're from the I think so from the phonetic sound
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. When you do your homework, I will listen to it and tell you how you can improve your.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. Be safe.
Yeah. Do.
Yes, sir. I wanna another questions, sir.
Richard. Hello.
Yes, sir. How do you do, sir?
Okay. Thank you. How are you?
Thank you, sir. I'm fine. Anyway, sir, we are uploading the some videos about our classes, but we don't really know whether the sentences are correct or incorrect. So, sir, why do you know about that, sir?
Yes. I apologize for recent weeks. I have been unwell, and so I have not kept up with giving feedback on time. But I will catch up this week and give you feedback on all the videos that you have posted. But I have given you some feedback. Did you see the feedback?
Yes, the first videos I uploaded that I found the feedback from you. But afterward, the few videos, I didn't get any of the feedback.
Yes.
But I really want to know where is my problem, how to solve the problems. That's all, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Because of the Christmas holidays and then I was unwell for some time, so I managed the classes, but it's too much to look at everyone, to get feedback to all the students when I wasn't well. But I will catch up this week.
Okay, so thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Please don't mind.
Okay. In a few minutes, maybe.
Okay.
Okay, never mind, sir.
Is Mizan interrupting?
Okay. So no. Mizan, would you like to say something? So.
Yes, I want to say hello everyone. This is the great and best opportunity to everyone. If you want to join our IELTS course, you will get minimum 6.5. It's our challenge. So basically, if you want to prepare for your IELTS course, if you want to get 5 or 5.5, then get preparation in home. So if you want to join our IELTS course, then you will make sure yourself, then you will get 6.5. It's your 6.5 or above 7.5 and 7. That's the great opportunity to everyone. Please pick the opportunity. Thank you.
So anybody else has got any questions? So okay, so if you're living in Bangladesh, so probably by this time you have already known that we have got an office in Dhaka, Pantapot. So all you got to do, you need to contact with Mizan or Nafiza. So Nafiza, I'm gonna unmute yourself. Would you like to say something?
Mr. Habib, is it alright if I leave?
Yes, sure.
Seems like family needs me, so thank you.
you.
All right, I hope to see you all in the course soon, and then
Thank you, Steve. Such a fantastic class. I'll see you soon. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
So yeah, Nafiz, I'd like to say something. Then I'm gonna give you the homework for today's class, and then we're gonna wrap it up. So Nafiza, yeah.
Hello everyone, this is Nafiza. So I would like to tell you that we have our IELTS preparation course, which is conducted by British native teacher Steve sir. So if you're going to sign up for this course, you'll be benefited than any other courses. And if you would like to sign up by cash, you can do this. But if you would like to come to our office and visit us and see how we are working, you can also come to our office, which is situated at Green Road, Panthapot, RH Home Center, 64 Sutnok 636. And we are also helping students who wants to go to UK. So we are working with their student visa also. So you can contact us. Thank you.
Nafisa, can you please share it the number as well? So please take pen and paper. And if you'd like to pay in 24 hours, so please give her a call. And yeah, so he's gonna take the payment. And if you're living in UK, so I'll take the payment as well. So please share it to number. Nafisa, can you please share it to number as well, so they can write it and they can give you a call probably tomorrow or today. What's the phone number? Okay, it's 0170-734-5129. So it's in the chat box. If you need to contact our office, Dhaka office, please do so. And yeah, so we'll help you out as we can. And as we are always, confirming you that you won't be regret if you take this opportunity to level up yourself. So whatever, if you are if you have passed ACC exam, then probably it's going to help you to go for the university level admission test. If you are working somewhere else, it's going to help you a lot to show up yourself. Can you remember in the first class I have shared it with you? So I had one student 10 years ago at Mirpur, and he used to work for Rohim Afros, and he said, and I asked everyone, so why you'd like to join our class? And he said, the reason I'd like to join this class is now I'm getting 1 lakh. That was 10 years ago. And he said, if I give my presentation in English, my salary would be 1.5. Only the reason. So you shouldn't miss this opportunity. And I have given another example. A lady, she was a lawyer and she used to work for NGO, right? And so she applied for a job. She went through all the interviews. You know, if you apply for some sort of organization like UN, United Nations, so the interview started from you know, junior level. So then country manager, then the director, something like this. So she has got vast experience. She knows what she does. She has, on the basis of experience. So the team has started taking interview, and the first interview she passed, second interview she passed, third interview she passed, and the final interview, when she had an interview with the director of a British person, and she started saying, sorry, I can't understand, pardon me, reply me, blah, blah, blah. And finally, she didn't get the job. And I think after a week, she came to our class, and I asked her, so where have you been? And she started crying. And I didn't understand. I mean, if I did something wrong, then I gave her some time. And then I asked her what happened. And she shared with us that she missed the opportunity because she didn't develop herself in English. So this is the opportunity. So all you got to do, you need to grab it and just you need to utilize it. And probably you're going to thank me later that for £100, you changed my life. And, you know, I got to pay Steve. I got to pay other teachers as well. So I can't run this course fee for you. So I do believe that he understood the whole thing. And the first thing I'd like to share with you also, this is, I think it's mandatory to share with you. In the last batch, whatever we have charged, we are charging we are investing 4 times in students. For example, if I got £1,000, I think that was, I think something like 400 or 500 something we received from the students. But by this time, I have already invested more than £1,000. And still, half of the course. I'm going to invest probably a lot more. So this is the huge opportunity. So that means you're paying a little bit peanuts, but you are getting the whole pie. Still, if you miss this opportunity, I would say you will regret, right? So however, this is your homework. So the homework is a lesson with a native British speaker. So all you got to say is you need to say who was the teacher, how long did you enjoy the class? So let's say 60 minutes or 90 minutes. Did you understand his lecture? Share your experience with us. For example, probably from the beginning, you were a little bit afraid of a British teacher at first, then you started understanding little by little, then understood almost everything. So do you want to learn more with him? If you'd like to learn more with him, say, yes, I'd like to learn a lot of things from Steve as he conducted the class. And what if you get 20 classes with Steve and 40 classes with other teacher, would you be very good in English, at least 6+ in IELTS? That's your homework. So all you got to do, you got to give a presentation between 4 to 5 minutes, right? So type in the chat box if you believe that you can give a presentation on this topic. Type yes. I'd like to see how many people will be able to give a presentation like this. So Sweetie Boria said yes, Mohammad Polar said yes, Antuza said yes, Shakil Ahmed said yes, Misty said yes. Okay, excellent. And the second question is, I would like to ask you, so Steve, he conducted the class for over 60 minutes. What's the percentage? You understood him. If you understood him 100%, please put on the chat box 100. If it is 70%, put on the chat box 70. If it is 80%, put 70%. So Riyaz said 100, Shamim Ahmed said 100, Shakil said 100, Naim said 98%, Muna said 100, Tawhid said 90%. So if you understood him more than 70%, I would recommend you are ready to join his class. Because sometimes, why I'm taking 10-day challenge, because if I take a student and if I put into the class with this team, probably, after first or second class, they'll say, oh my God, I didn't understand him. What is his, teaching in the class? So now I can see. So I would say, yeah, I'm really blessed. And, I feel good inside that you have understood a British teacher more than 80%, 90%, 100%. I'm glad that you joined this 10 days challenge and you have learned a lot, you practiced a lot, and you improved a lot. Still, I would say you are in the foundation level. So you got to advance, and that's why this is the opportunity, right? So do you have any questions before finishing the class? And otherwise, yeah, we're gonna see you in the next class. So next class will be huge. We're gonna learn a lot of things, and we're gonna okay, tomorrow's class is all about, I'd like to see, there's gonna be modal, there's gonna be preposition, there's gonna be about pronunciation. These are the things, right? So yeah, so all you got to do, you need to you need to just jump into the next class at the same time. And the last question I would like to ask you, so how did you find the class with Steve? Type in the chat box. How did you find it? That's the last question I'd like to ask you. How did you find the class with Steve? Okay, Mehdi Farazi said not good. Okay. Anybody else? Was good, fine. Okay, Antuja said good. Okay. Fine, well, pretty good. Yeah, well. Yeah, I'd like to see. How did you find this class? Zubair said good. Okay. Anybody else? Shamim Ahmed said awesome. Okay. Okay, fantastic. And lastly, before finishing the class, I would like to share with you. That's gonna change your whole mindset. You know, when I was kicked out from the class during my master's course because I was not good in English, so I made a commitment that I'm gonna learn English, whatever it takes. Then I started learning English from different institutions, but I was not happy. I was not satisfied. And then I asked someone else who was very good in English, and he was conducting the class, and I asked him, so what's the mystery behind it? I mean, how come, you speak very, very well? And he said, do you want to hear the truth? And I said, yes. And he said, learn from native speaker. Learn from native speaker. And I said, what's the point? Learning from native speaker. And he said, that's changed my mind. He said, if you are thinking learning, let's say Bengali language, so whom do you refer? An Indian, a Bangladeshi, or a Sri Lankan? I said, of course, there's going to be Bengali teacher. He said, why don't you understand the simple thing, the truth? If you'd like to improve your English, the best teacher would be the native speaker, whether it's American or British, right? So as you are taking preparation for IELTS, that's why I would say this is going to be a huge opportunity to learn English from Steve. And if you go somewhere else, as you said, Steve, he gave you a discount as you are a student here. So if you'd like to learn from him per hour, it's going to be 20 pounds. That means per hour, 2,000 taka, right? So, but you are getting 20 classes from him. I know you can't afford it, that much money. That's why we are giving this opportunity to conduct the class. And there's going to be a small room. It's not like 50, 40 people. It's going to be less than 20 people. Very small room. You can ask him questions. It's like one-to-one. Very small room. And you can ask a lot of questions, whatever. And he's going to help you. One by one. He'll tell you, okay, this is the feedback. That's the feedback. This is how you're going to learn from him, right? So don't miss the next class. And thanks for joining 10 days class. And anyway, if you don't take admission, still I'm happy because you are getting a lot of values from this class. And I wish you all the best. And if we can serve you, we'll feel better. Anyway, I'd like to request you please invite your friends as well for the next batch. So we're gonna declare probably in the next month we're gonna start another 10-day challenge, and I would believe that so you will get a lot of values from the 10-day challenge. And let me see if I'm not here. Okay, well, okay. So I'm gonna put, okay. So I would like to request you in the next batch, you would recommend at least 2 of your friends, and you can tell them that how you got benefit from this class 10-day challenge. So I would recommend you, please invite at least 2 of your friends for the next group. And this is my responsibility to help you out, and your responsibility to help 2 others. For example, here I have helped over 50 students, and your responsibility, at least you need to invite 2 students who would like to develop their English skill, who would like to study abroad, and who would like to get a job, find a job, and probably they're struggling a lot due to their weak in English. So yeah, that's the thing I wanted to share with you. Have you got any questions from me right now? If you have, just type in the chat box. I'd like to read your question, then yeah, I'm gonna answer you and we're gonna wrap it up. Any questions? I'm gonna give you 2 minutes if you've got any question. Any question? Okay, Mehdi Farazi said, you're better than Steve. Okay, Mehdi, I take it as a compliment, but Steve is Steve, right? He is my teacher as well. I'm learning from him, right? So I would recommend you learn from my teacher. And you will see there are a few IELTS students here as well, as Steve is conducting the class. And you know, one class, I mean, if you attend one class with Steve, that means £20 plus £10, £30. That means £3,000, 3,000 taka. One class equals 3,000 taka, right? So a lot of IELTS students, they are joining the class whenever they get the opportunity. So what I'm saying is Steve is Steve. The way he pronounces, the way he teaches English. Today you have seen, though this is the advanced level of English, so you got to learn from him. That's my advice, right? So thank you very much. If you have got, okay, do you check Facebook messages? Yes, I do, Ashik. Anybody else? Okay, Tawhid said, sir, I'm very weak in English, but I want to sit for IELTS test next March. What should I do? Okay, Tawhid, I would like to say you, so probably you have paid 7,000 taka. So if you're not confident enough, I would recommend you not to sit for exam. Change the date, because you are wasting 7,000 taka. Don't sit for exam. If I were you, I would stop that. I would change my mind. I would change the date, and I would say, okay, in 3-4 months, I'll sit for IELTS exam, right? So this is the huge opportunity. Join with Steve. He's gonna take the responsibility, and he's gonna help you out. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. Okay. No questions at all. Okay. Thank you very much for joining today, and see you in the next class. Right? Thank you. Bye-bye. And you will get this recording on YouTube. I will upload on YouTube, and I'll give the link as well. And make sure you subscribe our YouTube channel as well. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.